The warm glow of the hangar lights illuminated the massive form of SCP-682, the unstoppable reptilian monstrosity, as it lay sleeping peacefully on the floor. Its owner, Sun Wukong, sat cross-legged beside it, his eyes closed in meditation. His magical staff lay beside him, a powerful weapon that he wielded with skill and precision. Outside, the sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the airport as Doomsday, the unstoppable monster from DC, approached. The ground shook with each step as the two titans prepared to clash. SCP-682 growled in irritation, its yellow eyes narrowing as it faced its new opponent. The battle that ensued was fierce and brutal. Doomsday's strength was unmatched, but SCP-682's resilience was legendary. The two monsters clashed with a ferocity that shook the very foundations of the airport. Claws and spikes flew as they exchanged blows, each one more devastating than the last. But as the fight raged on, it became clear that neither monster could gain the upper hand. Both SCP-682 and Doomsday were equally matched in power and endurance. They adapted to each other's attacks, resisting with all their might. Smoke filled the air as the monsters continued to battle, their roars echoing through the hangar. But eventually, exhaustion took its toll. Doomsday collapsed to the ground, panting heavily, while SCP-682 staggered back inside, its movements slow and labored. Sun Wukong, ever the wise and powerful owner, used his magical staff to create a blanket for SCP-682. The reptilian monster crawled underneath it, curling up in a peaceful slumber. Sun Wukong closed the door, leaving the two monsters to rest in peace. And so, the hangar fell silent once more, the only sound the gentle breathing of SCP-682 as it slept. The battle was over, but the legend of the unstoppable monsters would live on forever. The warm glow of the hangar lights illuminated the massive form of SCP-682, the unstoppable reptilian monstrosity, as it lay sleeping peacefully on the floor. Its owner, Sun Wukong, sat cross-legged beside it, his eyes closed in meditation. His magical staff lay beside him, a powerful weapon that he wielded with skill and precision. Outside the hangar, a new threat loomed in the form of Doomsday, the unstoppable monster from DC. The ground shook as the two titans clashed, their roars echoing through the night. SCP-682, irritated by the presence of this new foe, rose to meet the challenge. The battle that ensued was fierce and brutal, with both monsters using their weaponized body parts to inflict damage upon each other. SCP-682's claws clashed with Doomsday's spikes, each blow met with equal force and determination. The air crackled with energy as the two beings fought with all their might. But as the battle raged on, it became clear that neither monster could gain the upper hand. Both SCP-682 and Doomsday displayed incredible adaptability and resilience, shrugging off blows that would have felled lesser creatures. Smoke billowed from their bodies as they pushed themselves to their limits, each determined to emerge victorious. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, both monsters collapsed from exhaustion. Doomsday lay sprawled on the ground, his chest heaving with exertion. SCP-682, panting heavily, made its way back inside the hangar, seeking the comfort of its familiar surroundings. Sun Wukong, ever the vigilant guardian, used his magical staff to conjure a blanket for SCP-682. The creature gratefully burrowed underneath it, settling down for a well-deserved rest. With a final glance at the exhausted Doomsday outside, Sun Wukong closed the hangar door, bringing an end to the epic battle. And so, the night passed, the hangar filled with the sound of peaceful slumber. The unlikely trio of SCP-682, Sun Wukong, and Doomsday had clashed and survived, their fates intertwined in a moment of chaos and camaraderie. The story ended there, but the memory of that night would linger on, a testament to the power of resilience and the bonds that can form in the most unexpected of circumstances. The warm glow of the hangar lights illuminated the massive form of SCP-682, the unstoppable reptilian monstrosity, as it lay sleeping peacefully on the floor. Its owner, Sun Wukong, sat cross-legged beside it, his eyes closed in meditation. His magical staff lay beside him, a powerful weapon that he wielded with skill and precision. Outside, the sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the airport as Doomsday, the unstoppable monster from DC, approached. SCP-682 stirred, sensing the presence of another powerful being. With a low growl, it rose to its feet, ready to defend its territory. The clash between the two monsters was fierce and brutal. Doomsday's strength and resilience were matched only by SCP-682's own monstrous abilities. They traded blows, each one more devastating than the last, as the hangar shook with the force of their battle. But as the fight raged on, both monsters began to show signs of exhaustion. Their bodies were covered in cuts and bruises, their breath coming in ragged gasps. Smoke rose from their bodies as they pushed themselves to their limits, refusing to back down. Finally, with a final, desperate effort, Doomsday collapsed to the ground, defeated. SCP-682, panting heavily, turned and made its way back inside the hangar, its victory assured. Sun Wukong, ever the vigilant guardian, used his magical staff to create a blanket for his sleeping companion, tucking it in gently before closing the door behind them. As the hangar fell silent once more, the only sound the gentle breathing of the sleeping monster, the story came to an end. The battle had been fought, the victor declared. And in the quiet stillness of the night, SCP-682 rested, its owner by its side, ready to face whatever challenges the future may bring.